crackers and cheese.
Eat some bread.
I went to get more crackers and I got them, but I got the water. And then I got really confused and I stopped sewing the PPEs because I can't.
You with the PPEs, it's cracking me up. I have to pee. I'll be right back.
It's rough, guys.
So I think the new one is posted. Okay, so the new live stream is posted. Hello.
Oh,
Welcome
God.
to intermission for into
They're
Act
not on yet.
3.
They're not on
We
yet.
didn't win. Thank God.
5 minutes. 5 minutes stream.
We may or may not be drunk.
We're not drunk.
I'm sort of drunk. I'm not God, Ossifer. Wait.
Yes. and
What?
I did not announce when we would be starting back up.
9:35.
Did I say that?
Hey,
Oh,
Just give us a minute.
I have to go pee. So let's go to 9:36.
Go
Walk
pee.
slowly because you can trip.
In case
don't break the seal, John Thomas. If you start now, you won't be able to stop.
Oh, guys,
No.
I poured out the rest of my wine in my glass.
Oh, Gary.
Guys,
Gary,
this
I'm on
hard.
No, wait.
I think that's cheating.
No, I still have a full glass.
Oh.
Hey, Joey.
I have to
Joey.
drink it.
Joey.
Yeah,
Go ahead and prepare, buddy.
I saw that.
Go ahead and prepare.
No,
Get ready.
who did it?
Get it ready.
I need it for his romantic scenes.
What's this?
This is the
BRB.
mistake I made of telling people that know me to watch this.
John Thomas, on your
Rookie
way to the
mistake.
bathroom, bring me Fireball.
You want some
Bring
more?
me-
I don't have any.
I gotta
Have
make
an extra shot? I'll be right there.
Yeah. I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth in Act 3. I have
Where-
no
I
idea.
love that.
Cody, have you shared it yet?
I'm doing it right now.
Social distancing.
There
We
is
live
no
together,
social distance
so we're
right now.
allowed to social distance this close.
I can't see. You got it in there. Woo!
Hi, everybody.
He's a good aim, guys.
Okay, I shared it. The hat at the end of it. At the end of the second act.
Yeah.
When Gary popped it. Okay.
Yeah, it was not.
Rudy, how are you staying?
Okay.
How are you staying online so long?
I'm very technological savvy.
Gary, you
What?
need to quit talking on Ensemble Theater or Chattanooga.
What
Yeah.
did I do?
Quit typing.
He doesn't know how to change it.
We're
Trying to
not
change
Wait a second.
change it.
Hold on. T for timeout. Marsha Parks.
I love
you.
her. Marsha's
Marsha Parks said 6 feet. But Marsha Parks, Gary and I live together. So we've already, if we're going to get corona, then we've already got it. We
All
don't-
right,
We gave it, we gave it to each other.
Don't vote for me. It's okay. There's no more votes. Haha.
But everybody that's watching, post a drunk selfie or just a picture of you sipping your favorite whatever.
Guys, I'm going to burp in Act 3.
Do it.
What are you doing out there with your
practical.
Hey, Marsha Parks, we love you too.
I love
We
her.
love you, Marsha.
Thanks
Marsha
for
Parks
sticking
is
with it.
my heart.
Noelle! I love you, Noelle. I miss you. I miss you. That's Kimberly's mom. We love Noelle too. Who else? Let's see.
Morgan and Lauren are drunk. Or at
They're
least Morgan's
loving the
drunk.
show.
sent me a
They
message
put on Instagram earlier that this is the first time she's drank in like a year and a half.
Hey,
Me
listen,
too.
I think I'm drinking a year and a half.
Longer.
no better time than today. No day
This
like today.
part is
When
from-
does the hangover start?
That's tomorrow, and it's gonna suck.
Jordan, Ashley,
For us or for you?
Jordan, we love you too.
Jordan.
for me.
Jacqueline Galvani.
Jacqueline?
Says Lori. Yep. Oh, Noelle, I wish I could squeeze you. I love you.
No, that's illegal. That's illegal.
Next
It
phase.
is illegal,
If
right?
anyone gets to squeeze her, it's me.
Squeezer.
Nana. Wait, Nana is. Nana.
Nana and Solly. Hi, Solly.
Mackenzie. We love you.
Oh, we are live right now. Okay. Hi.
We're very live.
You're very live.
Marcia
I'm
said
live.
something
I am
about
so live. I am lit.
John Thomas, you're gonna be in trouble with Christy.
I've been lit.
Guys.
You lit. What are you wearing?
Guys.
I have a Bruce.
Who you wearing?
Time is 9.
Listen, wait. Okay, so that whole second act, I didn't have a mixer, so I was just drinking straight vodka. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Cody.
A madman.
Cody.
Up another drink.
Cutting you off.
Right
Don't
now.
BRB.
Wait.
I've switched to
Olakeen South
water,
Hollywood.
except for the upcoming shot.
That's Aunt Gail. That's Aunt Gail.
Oh, it's Aunt
Aunt Gail's here?
We love you, Aunt Gail.
Paula!
Granny Cat would be here, but she doesn't know how to work Facebook.
Gotta get her password back.
I don't know how to work Facebook.
Joey, you're just too cool for Facebook.
No, I'm a.
Gotta find the page in the script.
Everybody say hi to Amanda.
Hey, Amanda. Amanda who?
Amanda Rose Cagle, of course.
Oh, hey.
All right.
Is there another?
Empty.
Red, Amanda says hi.
Was that bottle full when we started?
Yes.
Wait, who are you talking to?
Cody has
Cody.
downed an entire bottle of Smirnoff.
Okay.
Yo,
We're
I can't pour
drunk.
a shot.
Hold on, Cass. We're drunk, but that means we still have to continue the show.
I
Yes.
had
So I love
About
this.
time.
This bottle was full. This is how committed
too.
we are to the art. We are committed to the art. Okay, here we go. Corporate shot. Now.
Wait, I'm
everybody-
not ready. I'm not ready. I didn't prepare.
Wait. Joey Tipton won the voting contest. So
Thank God.
Joey has to take 2 shots at the
Oh, wow.
beginning right now. So,
Double up, buddy.
here's the corporate
watch
shot.
me do the
Ready?
first one. I got
Cheers.
it. Oh.
Oh,
Cheers.
cheers again. Sorry.
This one's Black Cherry.
Oh, God.
Oh,
All right, Joey.
Doesn't get any less hot.
Joey, second shot. Here we go. Go for it, Joey.
Joey. Joey.
Yeah. Okay, so just the last reminder, during Act 3, everybody, is your last chance to post your drunk selfies or your selfies drinking your drink of choice. Drink, drunk.
And if we like your post, we'll let you pose with Gary in that hat.
Oh, true.
And
Look at
but
this.
the winner will win I think it's a pint of Chattanooga whiskey.
It's
Pint
hold
of
on.
Gary?
My bottle.
A pint of Gary.
I'm sure somebody's going to correct me after we go on.
750 milliliters.
Yes, I'm still afraid of Christy Tipton if we don't keep to a schedule. So,
We've missed the schedule. Yeah.
so let us begin. Actors,
Yes,
places,
What? Oh.
places.
I'm in my place.
I'm in my place.
And
And place order.
interwebs, we love you and thank you for joining us on this shenanigans and hope you and
Get off. Get off.
mute yourself. Mute. I'm muting you. All right. Enjoy Act 3 of The Importance of Being Earnest.
The fact that they did not follow me at once into the house, as anyone else would have done, seems to me to show that they have some sense of shame left.
They have been eating muffins.
Ugh,
That looks like repentance.
they don't seem to notice us at all. Couldn't you cough?
But I haven't a cough.
Oh, they're looking at us. What effrontery.
They're approaching. That's very forward of them.
Let us preserve a dignified silence.
Certainly. It's the only thing to do now.
This dignified silence seems to produce an unpleasant effect.
A most distasteful one.
But we will not be the first to speak.
Certainly not.
Mr. Worthing, I have something very particular to ask you. Much depends on your reply.
Gwendolyn, your common sense is invaluable. Mr. Moncrief, kindly answer me the following question. Why did you pretend to be my guardian's brother?
Oh, in order that I might have an opportunity of meeting you.
That certainly seems a satisfactory explanation, does it not?
Yes, dear, if you can believe him.
I don't. But that does not affect the wonderful beauty of his answer.
True. In matters of great importance, style, not sincerity, is the vital thing. Mr. Worthing, what explanation can you offer me for pretending to have a brother? Was it in order that you might have an opportunity of coming up to town to see me as often as possible?
Can you doubt it, Miss Fairfax?
I have the gravest doubts upon the subject, but I intend to crush them. This is not the moment for German skepticism. Their explanations appear quite satisfactory, especially Mr. Worthing. That seems to me to have the stamp of truth upon it.
I am more than content with what Mr. Moncrief said. His voice alone inspires one with absolute credulity.
Then you think we should forgive them?
Yes. No.
Oh, true, I had forgotten. There are principles at stake that one cannot surrender. Which of us should tell them? That task is not a pleasant one.
Could we not both speak at the same time?
Oh, an excellent idea. I nearly always speak at the same time as other people. Will you take the time for me?
Certainly.
Your Christian names
are still an insuperable barrier.
That is all.
Our Christian names?
Is that all?
But we are going to be christened this afternoon.
For my sake, are you prepared to do this terrible thing?
I am.
To please me, are you ready to face this fearful ordeal?
I am.
Oh, how absurd. The talk of the equality of the sexes. Where questions of self-sacrifice are concerned, men are indefinitely beyond us.
We are.
They have moments of physical courage, of which we women know absolutely nothing.
Darling.
Darling.
Lady Bracknell.
Oh, good heavens!
You're me.
Say that again.
Gwendolyn, what does this mean?
Merely that I am engaged to be married to Mr. Worthing.
Come here. Sit down. Sit down immediately. Hesitation of any kind is a sign of mental decay in the young, a physical weakness in the old. Apprised, sir, of my daughter's sudden flight by a trusty maid, whose confidence I purchased by means of a small coin. I followed her at once by a luggage train. Her unhappy father is, I am glad to say, under the impression that she is attending a more than usually lengthy lecture by the University Extension Scheme on the influence of a permanent income on thought. Sorry. I do not propose to undeceive him. Indeed, I have never undeceived him on any question. I would consider it wrong. But of course, you will clearly understand that all communication between yourself and my daughter must cease immediately from this moment. On this point, I am indeed, on all points, I am firm.
I am engaged to be married to Gwendolyn, Lady Bracknell.
No, nothing of the kind, sir. And now, as regards to Algernon. Algernon?
Yes, Augusta.
May I ask if it is in this house that your invalid friend, Mr. Bunbury, resides?
Oh no, Bunbury doesn't live here. Oh, Bunbury is somewhere. Oh, Bunbury is somewhere else at the present. In fact, Bunbury is dead.
Dead? When did Bunbury die? Oh, his death must have been extremely sudden.
Oh, I killed Bunbury this afternoon. Oh, I mean, Paul Bunbury died this afternoon.
What did he die of?
Oh, Bunbury? He was... he quite exploded.
What? Exploded? Was he the victim of a revolutionary outrage? Oh, exploded. I was not aware that Mr. Bunbury was interested in social legislation. If so, he is well punished for his morbidity.
Oh, I'm crying.
Okay. But the next line is not okay.
Right, Algie, it's all right.
My dear Aunt Augusta, I mean, he was found out. The doctors found out that Bunbury could not live. That's what I mean. So Bunbury, so Bunbury died.
Well, he seems to have great confidence in the opinion of his physicians. I am glad, however, that he made up his mind at the last to some definite course of action and acted under proper medical advice. And now that we have finally got rid of this Mr. Bunbury, may I ask Mr. Worthing, who is that young person who had my nephew Algernon is now holding in what seems to me a peculiarly unnecessary manner?
That lady is Miss Cecily Cardew, my ward.
Oh, I'm engaged.
Don't laugh.
Beg your pardon.
I'm engaged to be married to Cecily, Aunt Augusta.
I beg your pardon.
Mr. Moncrief and I are engaged to be married.
I do not know whether there is anything particularly exciting in the air of this particular part of Hertfordshire, but the number of engagements that go on seems to me considerably above the proper average that statistics have laid down for our guidance. I think some preliminary inquiry on my part would not be out of some place. Mr. Worthing, is Miss Cardew at all connected with any of the larger railway stations in London? I merely desire information. Until yesterday, I had no idea that there were any families or persons whose origins was a terminus. What?
Miss Cardew is the granddaughter of the late Mr. Thomas Cardew of 149 Belgrove Square, Southwest, Gervais Park, Dorking, Surrey, and the Sporran, Fifeshire, northbound.
That sounds not unsatisfactory. 3 addresses always inspire confidence even in tradesmen. But what proof have I of their authenticity?
I have carefully preserved the court guides of the period. They are open to your inspection, Lady Bracknell.
I have known strange errors in that publication.
Oh, Miss Cardew's family solicitors are Messrs. Markby, and Markby.
Markby, and Markby. A firm of the very highest position in their profession. Indeed, I am told that one of the Mrs. Marksby's is occasionally to be seen at dinner parties. So far, I'm satisfied.
Extremely kind, Lady Bracknell. I've also in my possession, you will be pleased to hear, certificates of Miss Cardew's birth, baptism, whooping cough, registration, vaccination, confirmation, and the measles, both the German and the English variety.
Oh, a life crowded with incident. I see, though perhaps somewhat too exciting for a young girl. I am not myself in favor of premature experiences. Gwendolyn, the time approaches for our departure. We have not a moment to lose. As a matter of form, Mr. Worthing, I had better ask you if Miss Cardew has any little fortune.
Oh, about £130,000 in the funds. Oh, that is all. Goodbye, Lady Bracknell. So pleased to have seen you.
A moment, Mr. Worthing. £130,000, and in the funds. Miss Cardew seems to me a most attractive young lady. Now that I look at her, few girls of the present day have any really solid qualities. Any of the qualities that last and improve with time. We live, I regret to say, in an age of surfaces. Come here, dear. Pretty child, your dress is sadly simple, and your hair seems almost as nature might have left it. But we can soon alter that. A thoroughly experienced French maid produces a marvelous result in a very brief space of time. Well, I remember recommending one to young Lady Lansing. Sorry, and after 3 months, her own husband did not know her. That's so sorry.
And after 6 months, nobody knew her.
Kindly turn around, sweet child. No, the side view. The side view is what I want.
Oh no.
Yes, quite as I expected. There are distinct social possibilities in your profile, and it's the want of profile. The chin, a little higher, dear. Style largely depends on the way the chin is worn. They are worn very high, just at present, Algernon.
Yes, Augusta.
There are distinct social possibilities in Miss Cardew's profile.
Oh, Cecily is the sweetest, dearest. Prettiest girl in the whole world. And if and I don't care 2 pence about social possibilities.
I never speak disrespectfully of society, Algernon. Only people who can't get into it do that. Dear child, of course you know that Algernon has nothing but his debts to depend upon, but I do not approve of mercenary marriages. When I married Lord Bragdon, I had no fortune of any kind, but I never dreamed for a moment of allowing that to stand my way. Well, I suppose I must give my consent.
Thank you, Augusta.
Miss Cecily, you may kiss me.
Oh.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell.
Oh, you may also address me as Aunt Augusta for the future.
Oh, thank you, Aunt Augusta.
Oh, the marriage, I think had better take place quite soon.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
Yes, well, to speak frankly, I am not in favor of long engagements. They give people the opportunity of finding out each other's character before marriage, which I think is never advisable.
I beg your pardon for interrupting you, Lady Bracknell, but this
should.
engagement is quite out of the question.
What?
I am Miss Cardew's guardian, and she cannot marry without my consent until she becomes of age.
Upon what
I
grounds? may I
absolutely
ask?
decline to give.
Algernon is an extremely, I may almost say an ostentatiously eligible young man. He has nothing, but he looks everything. What more can one desire?
It pains me very much to have to speak frankly to you, Lady Bracknell, about your nephew, but the fact is, I do not approve at all of his moral character. I suspect him of being untruthful.
Untruthful? My nephew Algernon? Oh, impossible. He is an Oxonian.
I fear there can be no possible doubt about the matter. This afternoon, during my temporary absence in London on an important question of romance, he obtained admission to my house by means of the false pretense of being my brother. Under an assumed name, he drank, I've just been informed by my butler, an entire bottle of Perrier Jouet Brut 89, a wine I was specially reserving for myself. Continuing his disgraceful deception, he succeeded in the course of the afternoon in alienating the affections of my only ward. He subsequently stayed to tea and devoured every single muffin. And what makes this conduct all the more heartless is that he was perfectly well aware from the first that I have no brother, that I never had a brother, and that I don't intend to ever have a brother, not even of any kind. I distinctly told him so yesterday afternoon myself.
Mr. Wedding, after careful consideration, I have decided entirely to overlook my nephew's conduct to you.
That is very generous of you, Lady Bracknell. My own decision, however, is unalterable. I decline to give my consent.
Come here, sweet child. How old are you, dear?
Well, I am really only 18, but I always admit to 20 when I go to evening parties.
You were perfectly right in making some slight alteration. Indeed, no woman should ever be quite accurate about her age. It looks so calculating. In evening parties, well, it would not be very long before you are of age and free from the restraints of tutelage. So I don't think your guardian's consent is, after all, a matter of any importance.
Oh, pray excuse me, Lady Bracknell, for interrupting you again, but it is only fair to say that according to the terms of her grandfather's will, Miss Cardew does not come legally of age till she is 35.
Well, that does not seem to me to be a grave objection. 35 is a very attractive age. London society is full of women of the very highest birth who have of their own free choice remained 35 for years. Well, Lady Dumpleton is an instant point. To my knowledge, she has been 35 ever since she arrived at the age of 40, which was many years ago now. I see no reason why our dear Cecily should not be even more attractive at the age you mentioned than she is at present. There will be a large accumulation of property.
Algie.
What?
Could you wait for me till I was 35?
Of course I could. Of course I could, Cecily. You know I could.
Yeah. Oh, I felt it instinctively. But I couldn't wait all that time.
Oh, thank God.
I hate waiting even 5 minutes for anybody. It always makes me rather cross. I'm not punctual myself, I know. But I do like punctuality in others. And waiting, even to be married, is quite out of the question.
Oh, then what is to be done, Cecily?
I don't know, Mr. Moncrief.
My dear Mr. Moncrief,
What?
as Miss Cardew states, whoops.
Who are you addressing?
Sorry, my stylist caught in my net.
Oh,
Here we go again. My dear Mr. Worthing, as Miss Cardew states positively that she cannot wait until she is 35. A remark which I am bound to say seems to me as show a somewhat impatient nature. I would beg of you to reconsider your decision.
But my dear Lady Bracknell, the matter is entirely in your own hands. The moment you consent to my marriage with Gwendolen, I will most gladly allow your nephew to form an alliance with my ward.
Well, you must be quite aware that what you propose is out of the question.
And a passionate celibacy is all any of us can look forward to.
Well, that is not the destiny I propose for Gwendolen. Algernon, of course, can choose for himself.
I have a line.
All right, come, dear. We have already missed 5, if not 6 trains. To miss any more might expose us to comment on the platform.
Everything is quite ready for the christenings.
The christenings? What? What? The christenings, sir? Is not that somewhat premature?
Both these gentlemen have expressed a desire to be for immediate baptisms.
At their age, the idea is grotesque and irreligious. Algernon, I forbid you to be baptized. I will not hear of such successes. Lord Bracknell would be highly displeased if he learned that that was the way in which you wasted your time and money.
Am I to understand that to be no christenings this afternoon?
I don't think that, as things are now, it would be much practical value to either of us, Dr. Chospel.
I am grieved to hear such sentiments from you, Mr. Worthing. They savor of the heretical views of the Anabaptists, views that I have completely refuted in 4 of my unpublished sermons. However, as your present mood seems to be one of peculiar secular, I will return to the church at once. Indeed, I have just been informed by the pew opener that for the last hour and a half, Miss Prism has been waiting for me in the vestry.
Oh, Miss Prism! Did I hear you mention Miss Prism?
Yes, Lady Bracknell, I am on my way to join her.
Pray allow me to detain you for a moment. This matter may prove to be of vital importance to Lord Bracknell and myself. Is this Miss Prism a female of repellent aspect, remotely connected with education?
Is the most cultivated of ladies, and the very picture of respectability.
It is obviously the same person. May I ask what position she holds in your house? In your household?
I am a celibate, madam.
What? Prism, Lady Bracknell, has been for the last 3 years Miss Cardew's esteemed governess and valued companion.
In spite of what I hear of her, I must see her at once. Let her be sent for.
She approaches. She is nigh.
Told you expected me in the vestry, dear Canon. I've been waiting for you there for an hour and 3/4.
Miss Prism! Come here, Miss Prism! Prism, where is that baby? 28 years ago, Prism, you left Lord Street in charge of a perambulator that contained a baby of the male sex. You never returned. A few weeks later, through the elaborate investigations of the Metropolitan Police, the perambulator was discovered at midnight, standing by itself in a remote corner of Bayswater. Oh! It contained the manuscript of a 3-volume novel of more than usually revolting sentimentality. But the baby was not there! Prism, where is the baby?
What's in the box? Oh, sorry.
What?
Lady Bracknell, I admit with shame that I do not know. I only wish I did. The plain facts of the case are these. On the morning of the day you mentioned, a day that is forever branded on my memory, I prepared as usual to take the baby out in the perambulator. I also had with me a somewhat old but capacious handbag in which I intended to place the manuscript of a work of fiction that I had written during my few unoccupied hours. In a moment of mental abstraction for which I can never forgive myself, I deposited the manuscript in the bassinet. And I placed the baby in the handbag.
But where did you deposit the handbag?
Do not ask me, Mr. Worthing.
Miss Prism, this is a matter of no small importance to me. I insist on knowing where you deposited the handbag that contained that infant.
I left it in the cloakroom of one of the larger railway stations in London.
What railway station?
Victoria, the Brighton line.
I must retire to my room for a moment. Gwendolyn, wait here for me.
If you are not too long, I will wait for you all my life.
What do you think this means, Lady Bracknell?
Oh, I dare not even suspect, Dr. Chasuble. I need hardly tell you. I lost my hat. I need hardly tell you that in families of high position, strange coincidences are not supposed. They are hardly considered the thing. Blasted hat.
Blasted. Oh, Uncle Jack seems strangely agitated.
So am I.
Your guardian has a very emotional nature.
This noise is extremely unpleasant. It sounds as if he was. Well, it sounds as if it's.
As if he is what?
As if he was having an argument. I dislike arguments of any kind. They're always vulgar and often convincing.
It just stopped now.
I wish you would arrive at some conclusion.
The suspense is terrible. I hope it will continue.
Is this the handbag, Miss Prism? Examine it carefully before you speak. The happiness of more than one life depends on your answer.
Oh,
Used to be mine. Yes. Here is the injury it received through the upsetting of a Gower Street omnibus in younger and happier days. And here It's a stain on the lining caused by the explosion of a temperance beverage, an incident that occurred in Leamington. And here on the lock are my initials. I had forgotten that in an extravagant mood I'd had them placed there. But the bag is undoubtedly mine, and I'm delighted to have it unexpectedly restored to me. It has been a great inconvenience being without it all these years.
Miss Prism, more is restored to you than this handbag. I was the baby you placed in it.
What?
Yes. Mother.
Mr. Worthing, I am unmarried.
Unmarried? I do not deny this is a serious blow, but after all, who has the right to cast a stone against one who has suffered? Cannot repentance wipe out an act of folly? Why should there be one law for men and another for women? Mother, I forgive you.
Mr. Worthing, there is some error. There is the lady who can tell you who you really are. The drunk one, there.
What? Me? I'm not drunk.
Lady Bracknell,
What?
I hate to seem inquisitive, but would you kindly inform me of who I am?
Well, I am afraid that the news I had to give you will not altogether please you. You are the son of my poor sister, Mrs. Moncrief, and consequently, Algernon's elder brother.
Alger's elder brother?
I know.
Then I have a brother after all. I knew I had a brother. I always said I had a brother. Cecily, how could you have ever doubted that I had a brother? Dr. Trosple, my unfortunate brother. Miss Prism, my unfortunate brother. Gwendolyn, my unfortunate brother. Oh, Algy, you young scoundrel, you'll have to treat me with more respect in the future. You have never behaved to me like a brother in all of your life.
Well, not till today, old boy, I admit. I did my best, however, though I was out of practice.
My own. But what own are you? What is your Christian name now that you have become someone else?
Oh, good heavens. I had quite forgotten that point. Your decision on the subject of my name is irrevocable, I suppose.
I never change, except in my affections.
What a noble nature you have, Gwendolyn.
Then the question had better be cleared up at once. Aunt Augusta, a moment. At the time when Miss Prism left me in the handbag, I had been christened already.
Every luxury the moon could buy, including christening, had been lavished on you by your fond and doting parents.
And I was christened. That is settled. Now, what name was I given? Oh, let me know the worst.
Oh, well, being the eldest son, you were naturally christened after your father.
Yes, but what was my father's Christian name?
I cannot at the present moment recall what the general's Christian name was, but I have no doubt he had one. He was eccentric, I admit, but only in later years. And that's the result of the Indian climate and marriage. And indigestion. And other things of that kind.
Algy, can you recollect what our father's Christian name was?
Oh, my dear boy, we were never even on speaking terms. He died before I was even a year old.
His name would appear in the army list of the period, I suppose, Aunt Augusta?
But yes, the general was essentially a man of peace, except in his domestic life. I lost my place, but I have no doubt his name would appear in any military directory.
The army list of the last 40 years are here. These delightful records should have been my constant study. Generals, Malum, Maximum, Magley, what ghastly names they have. Markby, Migsby, Mobbs, Moncrief, Lieutenant 1840, Captain, Lieutenant Colonel, Colonel, General 1869, Christian names Earnest, John. I always told you, Gwendolyn, my name was Ernest, didn't I? Well, it is Ernest after all. I mean, it naturally is Ernest.
Yes, I remember that the general was called Earnest. Oh, I knew I had some particular reason for disliking that name.
Ernest, my own Ernest. I felt from the first that you could have no other name.
Gwendolyn, is it a terrible thing for a man to find out suddenly that all his life he had been speaking nothing but the truth? Can you forgive me?
I can, for I feel that you are sure to change.
My own one.
Letitia.
Frederick, at last.
Oh dear.
Natalie, at last.
Gwendolyn, at last.
All of you? Oh, my nephew. You seem to be displaying signs of triviality.
Oh, on the contrary, Aunt Augusta, I've now realized for the first time in my life the vital importance of being earnest.
What?
Titular line, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I've really got to go to the restroom, so I will be right back.
Go.
I'm here to the bitter end.
That is the curtain call.
Curtain.
So we want to thank everybody for joining us for Actors Gone Wild,
Gone Wild.
a drunken experiment
I'm not drunk.
with the importance of being earnest. So, you all are wonderful. We hope you have a wonderful coronavirus social distance.
You don't want them to get the coronavirus, John.
No. But a social distance. That is the point. A social distance.
Have a social
We're
distance.
on holiday.
And we all need to take point or take note of
Take a point.
Harry, who shaved his goatee for the first time in over a decade in order to play Lady Bracknell.
And I played Lady Bracknell further.
Congratulations.
Guys, wait. I threw up, but this was really fun.
This is
That's all you got to say is this was fun?
And
so,
I threw up.
thank you all.
No.
We love you immensely. Thank you so much for
Immensely.
supporting local theater.
Yes.
So, have a wonderful evening and the rest of your social distance exile.
And we'll see you next time.
Mwah. Good
Mwah.
night. Good
Why
night.
is he still talking in that accent?
I don't know. I don't
Don't do
know.
that accent.
My stylist got caught in my hat, and that's why it fell off.
I'm waiting on Red to
Good
cancel.
night. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye, internet people.
Be the same. Goodbye.
Happy.
Goodbye, all.
Oh no. All right. So is it just me now? I don't know when Red is going to cancel the live stream. So I'm just going to.
Goodbye.